That indeed it was.
So what's our next our next team on the team match?
Our next teams are gonna be NA's finest and Disc versus 6'4", 6400. That's the name of a car if I've ever heard one.
I don't remember what the. I think it was like 6'4" is the I think Future's height, and 6400 is the MMR.
That's a lot of MMR.
I'm not sure. I don't. When he said that's the name of the he wants for the team, everyone seemed to understand what they're referring to. I didn't quite. Yeah, so it's the same map order for all the series I, Series A,
It is.
The plural of series.
However, this time, there are actually a couple of walkovers going to be in effect, as not everybody was available. So everybody excited for the Riser Future match, as well as the 2v2. Fortunately, that is not going to be the case.
So we are going to be starting with Dr. Ryan versus Prototype.
Indeed, we will. It is going to be thankfully, our first map will be available for us to watch. It is, 64 versus Finest. And where is Dr. Ryan? Here we have it then. Apparently the two of them have played before, hence the two. In my in my replay folder. It is going to be a PVZ coming in for us. Blizzard.
Or an error message.
Blizzard. There we go.
There you go.
Thanks, Blizz.
Thank you,
Blizz. Thanks, Blizz. So let's jump right into it then.
Yep. Boop. 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 See, this is live because we had 10 beeps instead of the 3 beeps that you get with the replays.
Oh, that's a cool banner. I just noticed.
Yeah.
But speaking of cool banners, here we have it in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. It is Lost and of Lost. Wait for it. I'm doing intros. I'm doing intros still. I'm doing the intros. I'll get to it later on. I'll get to it later on as I do the intros. As we do the intros, it's
What
I
are you
had a
talking
whole
about,
thing.
Jaco?
I had a whole thing.
Can you just do the intros, Yaku?
In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, it is gonna be our red Protoss. Gonna be playing for Team NA's finest and Disc in parentheses. We have the Doctor, the missing Doctor. That's 4 probes that are being sent because something is going on.
Gotta go faster.
It is Dr. Ryan. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map, but also here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, it is going to be our green Zerg playing for 6'4" 6400. It is Prototype 2. The Revengeing.
Alright.
Oh wait.
Looks. I think this is one less probe than you need to kill the.
It is, but once you have to sell it out, you can. Once you have to sell it out, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but then you lose a lot.
Quick little cancel. Here. Nicely done. Wait, what? Who loses time?
And the drone gets away.
Wait.
What?
I'm trying to follow you here. That's one less probe that it takes to kill the hatchery, right?
You need 6 to live to kill.
Yeah.
To overtake the damage, the repair.
Yeah. So when you bring in 5, you sort of equalize it, and then you bring in the Zealot.
Fair enough, fair enough. But by the way,
So you can keep the...
I'm going to remind you of something that I told you earlier.
Yeah?
There's a button called Control on your keyboard.
Yeah?
And there's a button that's marked with an X.
Right.
Yeah, there we go.
What does it do?
Thank you. Damn it, Jaco. Killing me. No. I'm walking out, Jaco.
You are done!
You are done. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it right. If you don't do it right, you're done.
But I want to reproduction.
Is that? Okay, the wall is. I was afraid there for a second.
Well, it's, you know, you can still be afraid, as quite a number of links are starting to be thrown in Dr. Ryan's direction here. As
Yeah,
link
but the wall
speed
is
is
a wall.
about to
There's a
finish.
stalker. There are a couple of sentries. Oh, one of the sentries is outside though.
Yeah, indeed it is.
Yeah,
Or
this wall
was.
is not gonna be easy to break.
And that's why you gotta stay home, kids.
Yeah. Also, Prototype did go for a quick third base there. That
Well,
was a
as
pretty
quick
early
as it
hatchery.
can be. As quick as it can be when you went for a proxy hatch, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty greedy. So that doesn't quite have, you know, there's no baningness to bust the wall. There's no virtual in. Just prototype just now droning up to equalize with Dr. Ryan's. I just realized Dr. Ryan. That's from
Yeah?
mid October.
It is. That's not what I thought you were gonna go for. I was gonna say,
Yeah, I was like,
Battle
oh,
of the
oh,
Americas,
sure,
but
now I know.
sure.
I kept like Dr. Ryan is I remember that from somewhere.
Yeah.
from
Battle of the Americas.
from the Tom Clancy novels, movies, stuff, video games.
Is there a Hunt for Red October video game?
No, but it's Rainbow Six Siege. That's the same in the same Rainbow Six
Ah, right.
series.
It's like the Clancy. It's
Siege
part of,
is just one of them.
It's part of the Clancy verse.
Yeah, actually, Siege I think is the doesn't follow anything. Like it's just it takes the name Rainbow Six. It doesn't. I don't think it's related to anything in the actual story of Rainbow Six because
It ain't.
like the actual video games are.
It's pretty much. It's pretty much just called siege because it's you're breaking into places. You're sieging.
Yeah, exactly.
Warehouse, a safe house.
Because the other ones did have like a story campaign.
Yeah.
Which you were following. Anyway, now there's a banning nest for prototype, so bannings are being made. And this is a pretty weak army for Dr. Ryan at the moment. You know, it's mostly sentries.
But the emphasis
kind of not
is,
where you want to go.
Yeah, but the emphasis is on at the moment, as +1 will be just about finishing up here.
Yeah, but you need to go. Some more zealots up in here. Zealots, adepts, stalkers, something. Some gateway unit to beef it up.
He's
When I say gateway unit, I don't mean
more
High Templars,
sentries.
not-
More sentries. You mean more sentries,
more
right?
High Templars.
Yeah,
no.
you mean sentries, right? Gateway unit?
Yeah, no, not sentries and not High Templars. Just stupid units, units that don't cast spells. They're not just run.
Archons.
Archons? No, they can't cast spells in the.
I'm pretty sure Archons are
what do
the
you do?
only. Yeah, Archons are the only gateway units that don't have a spell.
No, I mean an ability.
I'm getting technical
if you
because if we
Or-
were to get technical, technically charge is a spell that's you.
No, charge is
have
not a
to-
spell, it's an ability.
It is though.
It's considered an ability because it doesn't take energy.
Ah, is that the distinction?
Yeah. It's only a cooldown, not an energy-based expenditure thingy.
Right, we're going. What's it called? World of Warcraft logic, or what's it called? Diction. No, not diction. World of Warcraft. classification. That's the word I'm thinking
It's
of.
not just in World of Warcraft. It's kind of like in a lot of RPGs and whatnot, and RTSs. The difference between a spell and
Aha, but you see,
and
Warcraft
an ability is
both.
that a spell takes energies, mana, some kind of resource out of you, while an ability is something that is inherent to the unit, or an upgrade to the unit, but it's only on cooldown based ability, not doesn't take energy. You have an infinite amount of it. Just
So is build its own thing, or is that classified under an ability as well? As it like
build?
Yeah, build. Like building structures, workers. Is that its own thing, or is that classified as an ability?
I mean, in StarCraft, it's not classified as anything because only workers can do that. But if you had another unit that could build stuff, then yeah, it would have been an ability. Like you have in Red Alert and Command and Conquer, you have the unit that turns itself into a construction site, a construction building.
Oh.
So that's an ability. It has the ability to turn into a construction site. So that will be an ability. Yeah.
Interesting. By the way, we are seeing a double warp prism build coming out from Dr. Ryan. Here's something that is getting more and more popular these days. It used to be the case where you don't want to be wasting your supply on having 2 warp prisms, but nowadays it's... I think a lot of Protoss players have realized, yo, multi-prong is really good, man.
Yep. Nice group spread by Prototype.
Good denial. Yeah, good denial that warp prism from Prototype, so now what would have been a multi-prong is now just a single prong.
When you have fantastic creep spread, it's difficult to sneak up on you.
Meanwhile, the entire mineral line at the third of Dr. Ryan instantly baned. And now Dr. Ryan is starting to get a little desperate here. Good use of force field, but so many Banelings were able to connect. And I think the writing is starting to be on the wall a little bit here, Steel. That Prototype still has a lot of Hydras, a good amount of Lings. He is starting to get surrounded, but he does kite back pretty well.
Yeah, the Protoss army is fighting like separately, so none of the units
come on,
using their
that.
Yeah,
their abilities.
not very effective.
I was gonna say, show me that groove spines, but it didn't matter in the end. Did not have to focus on that warp prism. And GG is called.
I'm not showing groove spines, Yaku. It's inappropriate.
The groove spines.
Yeah, it's inappropriate to ask someone about their grooved spines.
Is it though?
Yeah. Like, show me a grooved spine. It's disgusting, Yaku.
Anyways, there has been a walkover for Rizza versus Future. There's also a walkover for the TBT, so we are gonna skip and go straight into Disc World versus Patty Mac. Gonna be a PvP here for ya, and it's gonna be on Dreamcatcher.
So it's already 2-1 for NA's finest.
Indeed it is.
Because, actually, did Future not show up?
I think that's what it was. Because Rizzer got, or at least NA's finest both got
Yaku, we missed Lyra.
We did miss Lyra, and we missed Sippy Cup as well. The 2 players who I was really excited to watch in this match. We missed both of them, and that's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
And I mean,
but we will be tided over here with a PvP on Dreamcatcher.
Yep.
Yeah?
This map again.
This map, I mean, it's like, what even? Let's say, why? But yeah, here we have it then, spawning in the top left-hand corner map, spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map. We have the blue Protoss, and look at that decal. That's a good decal if I've ever seen one. It is
Fix
gonna
the
be
map.
Yeah. Wait, what? It is
Fix the map.
What?
I think it fits the map.
What?
Yeah. The decal, it fits the map, the theme of the map, because it has the thing, the string, the Zulu thing going on, Yaku.
I heard you say fix the map, and I'm like, what? This map is not the map rule, and I'm not in charge. Like, what? I didn't pick Dreamcatcher. It's just how we got it. Here we have it then. It is gonna be a blue
understand what it's like to do
Protoss
intros when you
representing Patty Mac, representing and playing for 6'4", 6400. It is Patty Mac. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, swinging in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is going to be our red Protoss. Going to be playing for NA's finest, as well as this player in parentheses, because this is the player that is in parentheses. It be Disc.
It be Disc?
Yeah.
Alright.
This player's Disc.
Doing intros with you around is very triggering. And now you kind of know how I feel.
Here. Do I know?
I mean, if you want to smash your keyboard right now, then yeah. You know.
Nah, it's all
but
good.
am I going for a quick robo here?
Here's the thing, Seal. Yeah, that's a very quick robo.
Well, more like quick robo there, more like here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Disc is trying to scout this out, and it seems like he will. Yep, that will be in the crossfire. Meanwhile, we have another probe that's not sure if that's just a scout or if that's for a proxy as well. Seems like it is just a scout, but now Disc is well aware of the dangers around.
Yeah, and immediately putting down a robotics facility of their own. Both of them just got a lot of stalkers, so should be Disc should be okay if they don't just. I mean, they're actually moving out on the map, which is kind of dangerous.
Well, mobility is definitely something you can try to take advantage of. I don't think it's.
Move out.
I don't think it's that possible here.
Disc is trying to draw
Patty Mac. Go use the choke point. Does body block everything. The Immortal not able to fire because not only was it a choke point, it was also not just a choke point, but also a sight blocker.
Yeah, sight blocker, and yeah, it's just it's gonna snipe the pylon here.
Yep.
Let's try.
Yeah, I think he will be able to get it, but after that,
it might be too costly though. Yeah, the warp prism can just power this.
Yeah, it was way too costly for Disc. Because all Patty Mac really needs right now is 2 Immortals and 1 warp prism. He is satisfied with leaving the warp prism here. It's not ideal, but it's fine.
Alright. Now Disc does have an Immortal at home right now. More are on the way. One more is on the way. Like this. One stalker by, waddle by.
Stalk in.
Stalk in.
Stonkin.
Stonkin. Now Patty Mac does have the warp prism here, so has a bit of an advantage in terms of micro. But Disc does have the high ground as a shield battery, 2 shield batteries actually. Both of them going for a Stargate.
Which is an interesting follow-up, but it's about standard these days, I would say. And now we just
can't quite get the high ground advantage here with the warp prism sighting the high ground.
And now going to be turning back once notices that they are in fact supply blocked. So not quite able to really take advantage of that warp prism.
I just noticed the warp prism shadow. I think your graphic settings are different than mine because I don't remember the warp prism shadow being this elaborate.
Oh yeah, I have mine on max settings pretty much.
Yeah, I thought I had mine as well, but maybe I don't.
Well, maybe it's that one like shadows or shaders sort of setting.
Yeah, yeah. I see all of these shades, like the shadows for the units, are very elaborate here.
Or maybe it's a gamma.
No, this is not gamma.
maybe it's the saturation. Maybe it's the lighting. It could be the angle. It could be the angle as well.
It's the shadow.
But what if it was the angle?
Quality. Speaking of angles, Fadimac trying to walk up this ramp. This does have this Phoenix A. It's gonna be able to either.
That's a crucial factor right now for
pick the warp prism away or pick up some immortals. Oh, there's a recall to defend, but Fadimac recalled the warp prism.
Yeah, I think Fadimac might have recalled a bit too much there. As we do see Disc now breaking out of this, now going across the map for that counter.
They both go for mass Phoenix now. Well, I say mass. Few Phoenix.
Well,
something
relative to the stage of the game and relative to the supply.
Warp prism, please.
Yeah, neither of them really have the warp prism here.
Stuck behind there.
Yep. For the moment, it is Disc who is having the advantage right now in terms of the army overall. Without the warp prism for either player, it's really what you want to be focusing on is the crowd control on the Phoenixes. But even with the warp prism, it's better that Phoenixes that can try to snipe it.
Yeah.
And so you see a little bit of a back and forth here. A bit of a tug of war, if you will.
Does Fadimac even have a replacement robotics facility? Don't think they have.
Okay, Disc does recall back into the main. You've got a little spray there. Over in the main base. What of them are playing? This is peak 1v. This is 1v1. NA. I gotta tell you, Seal. This is NA PvP. If you notice.
Yeah, there was on one base.
Exactly.
It's 8 minutes into the game.
This is what we were all promised.
Yep. This is what we came for.
Alright, Shade goes in. But will the Shade complete? And the Shade does in fact complete. Good CC here with the Phoenixes, but Disc is now coming back to snipe this. The Warp Prism is about to go down. And I think the writing is on the wall here, Steel.
Yeah, I think Disc did it. Fadimac went for an incredibly risky push up the ramp. And Disc had just what was needed to take care of it.
And now here comes the counterattack.
For Fadimac. Now, Disc did lose a lot of workers there, and they're both on pretty low economy at the moment. But that just means that Fadimac will never be able to make enough units to counter Disc right now. This just has so much more. That's the risk of one base versus one base, you know? It's just, you just don't have the economy to just reproduce stuff.
No, you do not. And here it comes. Here comes the train.
It's difficult in a high ground vision when your high ground vision shoots back.
And it does,
Disc has more Phoenix.
They are a little weaker here. We're gonna have to see how the sentries are gonna be utilized. I don't think there's enough time here. We do have a force field, but other than that, this is about it. The gateways have gone down.
But the boys are being pulled.
But you know what? The Phoenixes, they can help out quite a bit. There aren't a lot of stalkers right now here for Disc, but
but the still
enough. Even though it's not a lot, it's still enough. And that's the important part. This, it looks to be about it. GG is called. And NA's finest and Disc will be winning that 3-2 something.
Yeah, we are going to see the last match, the last game as well.
Yep. Oh,
All the games are being played
that they are.
for the sake of team score overall, map score.
Indeed. And now here we're gonna jump into the final map of this match. It is
Darkness Sanctuary.
It will be. It's gonna be
The Sanctuary of Darkness.
Yeah, gonna be that boy Nick versus Wild Game. Could be a TVZ coming in for you. Should be interesting. And speaking of interesting, here we go in the bottom. The right-hand corner of the map, starting in the bottom right-hand corner of the Dankness Sanctuary, LE. LE, of course, standing for Lancaster, England. Lancaster, England. There we go. We have, starting in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, starting in the bottom right-hand corner, the pink Zerg, gonna be playing for NA's finest, and Disc in parentheses, while also repping Alpha X here. It is that boy, you know who he is, he's that boy, Nick. NYK, of course, standing for New York Kitty. And over in the bottom left-hand side of the map, starting in the bottom left side of the map, are Teal Terran. Not gonna be able to win this for their team, but still able to affect seeding somewhat. It is gonna be playing for 6'4", 6,400. It's Wild Game.
You know, you bring up a really interesting question. Cat is spelled with a C, but kitten is spelled with a K.
Yeah.
The kitty is spelled with a K. Why? Why are they not spelled? Why is kitty not spelled with a C like cat?
Cause it's to distinguish. Look, it's much like you have the difference between man and junge, you know.
What?
You have, it's a difference between. It's like the difference between man and junge, of Frau and Mädchen. It's a similar concept with cat and kitty.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
Frau and Mädchen is more like a social distinction.
Yeah.
Rather than technical distinction.
Implying that kitty is a technical distinction.
Yeah, one is an adult cat and the other is a young cat.
No, it's not. It's just a young cat.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Are you?
It's much like how Mädchen is a young Frau and how Junge is a young man. You know?
Alright. Do you know the word dog?
Hund.
Dog.
Yeah.
Now,
Dog and puppy.
the word doggy starts with D, just like dog.
Yeah.
It doesn't start, say, with a T. You can say a dog, but toggy.
Where? Wait.
Then why would you
what's
say
a
cat?
doggy?
And then I spelled kitty with a C.
Seal, question. What's a doggy?
It's a little dog.
No, it's not. It's a puppy. A doggy can be any age or any size.
So can a kitty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So cat and kitty, dog and doggy.
Yeah, and Frau. Wait, what? A kitty can be any size. A kitty is not a kitten.
I know. Not talking about
Exactly.
kitten. I'm talking about kitty.
Yeah.
cat kitty, dog doggy.
Yeah.
From now on, we say toggy, not doggy, because that's more in line with how
It would no, it would be more of a
spell
coggy.
things.
It would be a coggy
Coggy.
because it has to be phonetically similar.
A
Because
poggy.
D and K are more similar than D and T.
Coggy, doggy, doggy, toggy. No, D and T are very much more similar.
In what sense?
In the sense that you pronounce them in the same places.
Maybe the TH. It'll be a TH. So
no,
it can be
doggy
thuggy.
and toggy are...
It'll
D
be a
and T
thuggy.
are...
It'll be a thuggy.
What the fuck do you pronounce things, Yaku?
How do you pronounce things?
A T and a D, basically, they're just the same places in the mouth. It's just...
D, T. Your
DT.
tongue is a lot more further out with T. And
the only
speaking of further
different- the
out,
on-
here comes the Roach Ravager. Put it all in. By that boy. D, T. That boy. And here comes the bus.
I don't know, for me the tank is basically in the same place.
The tank cannot siege up in time, and
the
here
same
we
place.
are. And here
Oh,
they...
the Ducklings don't quite manage to break through. The Hellions do manage to kill them. The boys are pulled though.
They
So far,
have been
it's time to
pulled, and
lose,
they
a
are
lot of
starting to
them.
go down one by one. This is quite a number of Marines, though, and they are stepping as well as they possibly can, trying to take this out. One Corrosive Bile does rush to land on top of that tank. A couple more, and it will be out. But will it be enough? There is quite a number of Marines here, and these Ravagers are very, very injured.
18 SCVs down, but yeah, but more concerning that Wild Game is losing army supply, and there's a lot of Marines coming out. Combat Shields is almost finished. Medivacs are about to be available. If Wild Game manages to buy a little bit more time here, I can
But
see a
I
hole.
don't think it's going to be the case here, Steel. 24 SCVs have already gone down. That boy is starting to camp the production. This is looking like the beginning of the end, Steel, but Wild Game still wants to keep it in. They know that this is going to be the last, that this is really going to actually affect seeding and score and whatnot. So they are still going to stick into it.
And remember,
Just look at
NA
the worker
Finest
difference
has
right now.
already won.
That they
It's
have.
already been victorious. Let's see. How does Wild Game come back from this? I mean, it's just Marine production, but it's 11 SCVs to 35 drones.
Indeed, it is. And that's quite a bit of a
NYK is it NYK or Nick? That boy Nick.
Good question.
I don't remember. I don't
It's
remember how
called-
they pronounced it in the
It's a
group
very good
selection.
question.
No, not group selection. The team draft is what I meant. Group selection is a different thing. All right, here comes the counter drop, but it's pretty damn weak.
Yeah, that boy is really ramping up the pressure here. But it
Not
does.
to defend at home.
Yeah,
The
it
safety
really isn't,
tank,
but where's he at?
could be
Where's the high
snipers
ground?
Yeah, the Ravagers are
There
going
it
to
goes.
destroy it.
Oh, but all these things are coming back home to defend against this this counter drop from Wild Game. This could be the time that Wild Game wanted to buy. As he
be
well,
enough,
nope, never
though.
mind.
Yeah, the natural is still under siege here. Wild Game is not going to be building up a number of SCVs because we're still losing them.
I
This
think
natural
Wild
is
Game
going to have to
on
be
one base
evacuated.
for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's really hard to be optimistic right
Fire.
now for our Teal Terran player. But here comes the starter step. Vende are... That is very good starter steps I've ever seen stepping.
yeah.
Some of the
Now
finest.
becomes Ducklings to help buffer for these Ravagers. The orbital command is still on fire. Okay, no, it's not being repaired actually.
Well, there aren't a lot of SCVs to spare here.
Yeah.
Now there are, but yeah, it's slowly burning down. Wild Game, their attention is elsewhere at the moment. They are just trying to figure out where to really go, as they do manage to get that third orbital. and does start to get into a ninja position, and I like this. I highly doubt that that boy is going to really be suspecting that orbital there.
Orbital?
But now it is about to be scouted. Yep, it is being repaired, and now it's not. Never mind, it was being repaired for a second, but now it's not. As it continues to go down.
No,
wild game, wild game, wild game.
Okay, the one SCV is repairing it, I think.
Oh, yeah, slowly but surely. But not repairing it fast enough.
Yeah.
And now that boy is gonna kind of give up on this aggression here. Knows that he has the advantage. Knows that just how far ahead he is, and just wants to make him get more ahead, essentially.
But switching to roaches, so that might buy wild game some time.
Yeah, you can really go. You can really go whatever you want at this stage.
Unless
as a third player
here just throws the game super hard, I just don't see how wild game can ever win this.
Well, you know, Karen patch and whatnot. But yeah, wild game is doing the proper thing right now, I would say, and just turtling up. They know that they cannot secure a base unless they are able to amass a really beefy army, and unless they're able to harass their opponent and keep Nick back as much as possible. And Nick, he is keeping to his side of the map. Not a lot of creep spread coming out, and is being harassed quite a bit, already losing Queen there. Yeah, wild game is, again, just doing what a Terran player in this position ought to do. Turtle up.
Also should be noted, Nick hasn't been droning up hard.
Oh, no, they have not. They are still on 36 drones here.
Wild game is not super far behind, but it actually has a better income now with mules and such.
That indeed they do.
But the army supply difference is just huge, and Nick is just going to have beefier roaches with upgrades, while wild game is just going to be behind on upgrades with a very small army. I think it's just going to be a matter of using tanks. Wild game's advantage, just trying to siege up in good places, but yeah, this map is huge, and there's a lot of ways to walk around the Terran army and just keep the Terran in two bases. And this is exactly what Nick is doing. Nick is getting towards being maxed out.
Or at least as maxed out as you can be on 43 workers.
Yeah.
Slowly getting there, but yeah, that's gonna take a while. When you're
just getting more and more roaches.
This kind of economy.
Wild Game's army is just pretty much the same size it was 5 minutes ago.
Well, we do see Wild Game coming with a little bit of a move out, just trying to be active on the map while they secure their infrastructure back home. Gonna be getting that armory to get 2-2, getting a couple more Araxes. And now, yeah, just dancing with Nick, essentially. Keeping him occupied.
Yeah. This Ducklings is just not going to let this manufacturer down.
But it will on this main. That is
I was like
when
Ducklings is just following the medivac.
I know.
Like movements.
Alright, here comes another push in coming from that boy, and the Biles do manage to land on a single tank, but there are a lot more here in backup.
Yeah, the tanks. That's what I said. Wild Game just has to use tanks to get something. Get some really strong defense or some siege position, because that's the only unit that can still equalize something in the game.
I think he has to it's
hope that Nick just walks into tank fire. This is the best Wild Game can hope for.
Or just force Nick to try to move into tank range. As you see that
doesn't have enough of an army to do that. Nick is not taking the bait.
Yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't have enough to really logically or rationally make Nick move into tank range, but he can try to bait Nick to move into that tank range, and it is possible. But like you said, Nick is not falling for it.
There's another drop sneaking in across the bottom edge of the map. Oh no, it's going back. All army hotkey, please.
I'm not sure if that was all army. It might have been. Yeah, I think it was all army. All right, like there's actually a lot of medevacs for a wild game. 7 medevacs for 70 out of 79 supply.
Yeah, okay, but the one in the south is actually sneaking in. I don't know if Nick is being it.
A lot here.
Yeah, Nick doesn't know about it.
Oh, but wild game being a little bit in this. Okay, never mind. I was worried that they might try to go for the fourth base.
They tried to go outside of the vision of the Overlord there. Okay.
That is what
so
happened.
This might help wild game to pull Nick back.
Oh, he's got a siege up. They've got a siege up. They've got a siege up. They've got a siege up. Well,
yeah,
they've
got
a siege up, buddy.
He's afraid of the
it might just be too late here. It is that bio and tech army just completely evaporates to the Ravages. But meanwhile, there is still this drop here in the main.
Because they'll just bite you to death. Especially when there's so many of them. Yeah, the attack in the main of Nick is doing some damage. And Nick hasn't really been making a lot of workers, so it's kind of economically equal. But again, the army supply is just so much in favor of Nick. And the tank on the high ground is not sieged, so these Ravagers can just sit here and keep damage.
But I will say this though.
Siege, puppy.
Nick is being, I would say, maybe even overly cautious right now. If he just target fires a couple of key units, and by that I mean the single tank, I would imagine that a move should be able to clean up the rest of them.
Yeah, Nick's just not wanting to throw away an advantage. Was this a snipe base? This was a snipe fourth.
It was. He did mention it was killed because that fourth finished building.
Yeah.
And you can't lift hatcheries, fun fact, Steel.
Did you see that? Did you see the biles?
I did see that.
There. Nice jukes and jives by wild game.
Couple of theatrics there.
That.
It was a light show.
But wild game doesn't have the resources to even repair this burning orbital. Thank you, Pili Pili, for the raid.
Hey, we will get to Pili Pili's game/team fairly soon, but now we are on the final map, or final map of this current match.
Yeah, NA's finest and disc versus 6'4", 6,400. NA's finest already won the match. This is just the final map being played for the map score.
And also for fun, to have something to cast.
Yeah, also for fun. I mean, as fun as Darkness Sanctuary can be.
Oh, it can be very fun. Oh, that Viking does go down. That boy setting up.
One game is fighting a very hard-fought battle here, but look at that. Nick is down to 28 workers. This
versus 19.
18 minutes into the game. This is a very weird economical
this is an all-in that lasted throughout the entire game. Except he also decided to get a fourth. Oh.
Is the game freezing for you, or is it just my Discord connection thingy?
I skipped a frame.
No, I'm skipping a lot of frames.
Oh.
It seems that on stream it's okay. Yeah, so it's just me. Maybe I'll need to reconnect the call or something.
Rip.
Rip.
But yeah, that boy is again just being very, very cautious. Not wanting to lead. Yeah, gonna be probably waiting to max out here.
When you want to bust, banelings. Lots and lots of banelings.
Yeah, you're gonna bust. You're gonna do it right.
You see.
You're gonna have a lot of banelings still.
And then you're done. Well, he's done. Don't half-ass it.
You can't take a half measure there.
I like that he's trying to throw out these biles on
in the hopes of hitting something, anything.
He's not quite sure where the tank is.
But the Marauder, the Marauders are sniping buildings left and right. Has to be very careful. Does lose one of them. And does also draw the entire army of that boy back. Wild Game.
Ooh, that is...
They are just taking the absolute maximum
Look at the army
advantage.
Nick is just... so far, like, this was used to be Wild Game's game to lose, but now Nick is just procrastinating so much that the Terran is still alive. Look at that, he's taking a ninja base, finally utilizing the giganticness of the map. Even dropping SCVs there.
And a couple of mules. Again, Darkness Sanctuary leads to some pretty good games, if I say so myself.
And Nick is just now retaking that 4th base. This is... I think Nick just not used to having games last this long.
It's probably
because it's
still
just
a little
like,
bit of that all-in mentality.
I mean, so much damage at the beginning of the game. You should be dead now, but I don't know what to do with this. Okay, now the ninja was scouted.
Yep.
Ouch.
Nice little spread of links here for that boy Nick.
Yeah, by the way, most of the workers that went. Oh, there's a whole backup for the workers.
Yeah,
They do
unfortunately
have
not the
that,
mules, they cannot lift.
They do have that health insurance that allows them the
transport
SCV Union
insurance.
health insurance, which allows them to be medevaced out of places. It entitles them to be picked up.
Yeah, they have travel fee, or they have travel whatchamacallit, fare. And here is the flank coming in here from Wild Game, or from that
Can
boy,
we finally
Wild
see the
Game.
Banelings doing something this game?
Well, they are off creep, but there are no tanks and no minimize. Oh, taking out that. Okay, not as deadly as I thought it might
Nice
have been.
move by Wild Game. The medivacs are being loaded, except for these 2 Marines. They don't have insurance. But Nick is going for the Wild Game's natural.
Yeah, I think
Nick knows
finally,
that there's not much to defend here.
I think finally this is gonna be Wild Game taking out. It is finally gonna be that boy taking out Wild Game. Wild Game is trying to go for a bit of Doom Drop and a bit of base race, but again, I'm not convinced that it's gonna go Wild Game's favor at all.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick has been very patient this game.
Oh, so is Wild Game, to be fair, but in the end it does favor Nick quite a bit better. GG is called.
There you have it.
So NA's finest, in parentheses disc, and in parentheses disc, will be taking that 4-1. That's 4-1 Steel.
4-1. Where's the 2 coming from?
The 2v2.
Okay, fair enough.
And now let's take a look at what our next match will be. Ooh. Ooh. It's the one I wanted. It's the one I was excited for.
Mm-hmm.